Hello and welcome to Levant TV headlines. US Defence Secretary Ashton Carter has arrived in Baghdad for talks with top political and military officials on Iraq's war against the Islamic State jihadist group. US President Barack Obama and his Turkish counterpart, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, discussed conflicts in Iraq and Syria and the fight against the Islamic State militants following recent attacks in Turkey. At least 21 people celebrating an engagement have been killed on the Nile north of Egypt's capital Cairo when a cargo ship hit their chartered boat. Israeli soldiers have killed a Palestinian and wounded 2 others during a raid on a house in the occupied West Bank. EU Foreign Affairs Chief Federica Mogherini will visit Iran and Saudi Arabia next week following the agreement she helped broker with Tehran on its contested nuclear program. Now let's take a look at the top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. Starting from Lebanon, the Daily Star leads, reporting that Lebanon will receive $450 million from an international donors conference that was held in Kuwait in April to help aid Syrian refugees. The paper also reports that the cabinet has failed to find a solution to the trash crisis that has left Beirut and Mount Lebanon buried under garbage. The Egypt Independent leads, reporting that 102 traffic police personnel have started an open-ended work and hunger strike against the disciplining of 7 of their colleagues. The paper also reports that the security forces in North Sinai have arrested 17 Sudanese nationals who were attempting to cross the border with Israel. From the UAE, the Khalij Times leads, reporting that the UAE will deregulate retail petrol prices from August the 1st, effectively ending an era of cheap fuel enjoyed by residents on the back of heavy government subsidies. The paper also reports that a Saudi military plane loaded with arms for fighters loyal to Yemen's exiled president landed at Aden Airport on Wednesday. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines from the UK papers. The Guardian leads its Middle East news, reporting that the US Defence Secretary Ashton Carter has made a surprise visit to Baghdad to assess the government's progress in healing Iraq's sectarian divisions and to discuss support for a planned attempt by the Iraqi government, the Iraqi army, to retake the city of Ramadi from Islamic State. The Telegraph leads its Middle East news, reporting that stone throwers could be jailed for up to 20 years under a controversial new law passed by Israeli MPs. The new legislation, supported by Benjamin Netanyahu's coalition government, was passed by the Knesset, the Israeli parliament, despite bitter criticisms from Arab parliamentarians who said it was aimed at oppressing Palestinian protest. The Independent leads its Middle East news, reporting that a video showing an Egyptian policewoman slapping a man accused of molesting a woman on the streets of Cairo has gone viral. In the minute-long clip, policewoman Neshawi Mahmoud, accompanied by male officers, can be seen pushing the unidentified male inside the cinema surrounded by a tightly packed crowd during the Islamic celebration of Eid earlier this month. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines in the international papers. From Germany's Deutsche Welle, Saudi Arabia's King Salman has cautiously welcomed the Iran nuclear deal, US Defence Secretary Ashton Carter said on Wednesday, but the new monarch expressed reservations about how effectively it will be enforced. And finally, China's Global Times reports that the UN Secretary General's Special Representative for Iraq, Jan Kubis, said that at least 8.2 million people, or roughly 1 in 4 Iraqis, need urgent assistance, of whom half need food assistance. While briefing the Security Council on the work of the United Nations Assistance Mission for Iraq, Kubis said that the humanitarian situation in Iraq is of the gravest concern. And for more updates, please visit levant.tv. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us again tomorrow.